This program is brought to you in part by SalCal Real Estate Connections.
And yes, welcome to the 2021 Trans Am race at Lime Rock. And yeah, that's number 20, Chris Dyson. Absolutely. And we were unable to get number 59, Simon Gregg, another famous guy. We were unable to cover the event like we really would like. Well, we're going to give you some race footage, and we're also going to give you some pictorial later in the show. What goes on. And yeah, Ernie Francis Jr. driving the number 98. Yes. Yeah, number 4. I believe that is Paul Fix, who was another famous guy. And I'll tell you, everywhere you look here, there's somebody who's good at racing. 23, it's a familiar Amy Ruman, a perennial Trans Am favorite, is also in the race. And my favorite, Andy Lally in 21. And you believe me, he always puts on a show. Let's see what else we got coming up here. David Panterick from Ohio. And yeah, Chris Dyson, you got that right. There's the man that's going to be, that's who you got to beat in this class. And of course, we got a Porsche involved there. And let's see who else we got. Yes, number 67. It's another guy we know, Michael Phillips. And oh yeah, there's another picture, Andy Lally, my boy. I'll tell you, he's my favorite without a doubt. Let's see who else we got running through here. And you know, the racing was good, but the weather was not. That I'll tell you. The racing was absolutely good, but the weather was not a great day there as far as the weather was concerned. But Chris Dyson, believe me, he's no stranger to this Lime Rock track. And boy, he made the cars sing. Let's see what else we got here. And yeah, we're going to give you some race footage now, showing them in action. But unfortunately, we are not able to cover the whole race. But the racing here is as good as usual, believe me. Lime Rock is the special place, and we're thankful it's here. As you know, things wound down, in number 20, Chris Dyson will win the race, and also Tommy Dress, number 8, will come in second. And my boy, number 21, Andy Lally, will finish third. As you could see, the cars were getting around the track pretty good. And it's always a favorite event of mine to watch these Trans Am cars. And, it's a good thing we want to be here. Paul Fix, number 4, yeah, he's no stranger to this place either. Another famous name in racing. I'm sure you recognize that. As the time wore on here, and no question about that. Number 98, Ernie Francis Jr. would have problems later on, but you know what? For a young kid, boy, he certainly did this in 59. Simon Gregg, excuse me. Boy, getting them mixed up here. Great day there. In 67, I believe is a hometown guy. 67 actually is Jason Markley of Falls and good to see a local guy in the race. But like I said, Dyson will win the race, and Tommy Dries will come in second, and Andy Lally will finish third. Number 4, Paul Fix, will finish fourth, as he is number 4. But it was a good day all in all at the Lime Rock track. And we are going to give you a little pictorial now of what goes on in the pits. And there was a Trans Am 2 race too. And we're going to give you some pictures of what happened out there during the race. Yep, look at getting cars ready, as you could see. Boy, when it comes to this race, it attracts a lot of different people. Trans Am 2 was very popular, and it attracted a lot of people, believe me. And you could get some shots here of a motor of a car. I believe it was a Mopar, which in reality is very rare. Not many of them racing in the class, but thank God they're there. And you Mopar guys, I'm sure, are happy about that. Yeah, there's the front end. Looks like a Challenger. Very pretty car. And in my favorite color, orange too. Yes, the Lime Rock track at at the start of the season. Of course, this is Memorial Day weekend, and it was just felt good to get back to do something. You know, unfortunately, we weren't completely free to do exactly what we wanted to do, but it was a start. And yeah, the Trans Am 2 cars, they're made up of a lot of different kind of cars. There's Chevrolet Camaros, Ford Mustangs, and that Challenger I showed you. Just great to be out and about. You know, there's always something to do on a race car, and believe me, these people keep busy. And when you go down to the paddock at Lime Rock, the good thing is you could talk to people, you could go in close up pictures, and you see exactly what's going on. And believe me, that's a great thing. If you ever get a chance and you haven't been up to Lime Rock, you need to get up there and see what goes on. Yeah, they're working on this car feverishly. I believe it's the Trans Am 2 car. Although he does race, see, Trans Am 2. He does race a regular Trans Am car too, but he had a problem today. I don't know why, but he finished in the back for some reason. I think he broke down. But we're getting some shots now of the inside of the car, and as you could see, there's a lot to this. To get a car ready for this class, a lot of specs and the safety things involved. Just not an easy thing to do. Yes, the Mustangs are a favorite car of mine. No, there's no question about that. And they had a really good contingency there at Lion Rock in both classes, in the regular Trans Am class and the Trans Am 2. And boy, they're very competitive. And I can't tell you, I mean, that Chris Dyson, man, he wheeled that car. Him and Andy O'Lally really look great all day. There's another pretty car. Looks like a Mustang. As we get in different pictures here, it's very rare we get a chance to give you footage like this. Usually we're interviewing people, but it's a little change of pace, to get up close and look at some of these cars and the safety equipment, how they're made, and what they do to make them handle better. Very interesting. Look at all the piping and to protect everything. Yeah, pretty car. Yeah, we're gonna get a shot now of the wheel and brake assembly. You can see the rotors that look like they're drilled and slotted, and no lack of speed equipment here. Let me tell you. And yeah, there's a rear end. Look at the quick change rear end. Wow. Yeah, it's always something. There's people selling their wares, and you really need to get up to Lime Rock to see what it's all about and get a chance and get in the pit area and paddock to see what goes on. You will be thoroughly surprised. Here's another team. Looks like a Mustang. Got everything inside. Probably going through tech. That's what it kind of looks like to me.
For those of you in the outfield portion of the racetrack, it's good food and good prices. It's all good at Lime Rock Catering.
And yeah, they're working on a car, doing whatever they need to do. Believe me, there's always something to do when it comes to racing a car. And these are probably some of the best mechanics you'll ever find. And, the Trans Am cars really have a background of factory cars. You know, they're special, but believe me, they started out as a factory car. The bodies are something that you get out of the production line. But when it comes to the mechanical stuff here, I'm sure there's a lot of things that are added that you have to do to get the thing to run better, and so very competitive. Yep, special brakes and the cylinders there. Like I said, there's always somebody doing something here. People wander around the paddock, and like I said, this, when you're there, you are very in very close contact with the racers and what goes on. Very special. And believe me, if you haven't been up to Lime Rock, you need to try it and get up there and see what it's all about. This is a pretty little Porsche. Yep. You'll see it all here, believe me. And yes, here's another Trans Am car. Kind of different deal here. Dark black car. And yeah, there's a driver with his kids, and yeah, it's a family affair, I'm sure. You know, it's a weekend thing. They travel all over the country, different racetracks. But it's always great to see them here at Lime Rock. Yeah, there's another Mustang. And parked right next to a Camaro. It's interesting. You know, they'll be racing each other, I'm sure. Sounds like you got that Camaro running. And looks like a real good car, too. Very nice car. Number 71, I believe, is a Trans Am 2. And I'll tell you, I was pretty surprised the amount of Trans Am 2 cars that were at the event. There was plenty there. Let's see here. Well, we're gonna get a push. That's interesting. I don't quite get that. It evidently doesn't have a reverse, or they don't use it, or something. It's kind of different. Bet you don't see that often. Well, tell him to get out there. There he goes. Yeah, it's just nice to see people with their families, and you know, like I said, when you're in the paddock at Lime Rock, you get to see a lot of different things, and it's one of the main features about going there. And the drivers will talk to you, and mechanics. I mean, just a great place, as you can see.
Overlooking the start-finish straightaway here. Start-finish So although he lists Levittown, New York as his home, that is where his business is based. Because of some of the local support that car, his son is Ray. Chief Ray Mandel, the coach from the car, is 15 years old. Also, number 77, parking was fine. Now double major.
Yeah, here's a view, a little further back of the activity in the paddock. As you can see, it's very busy, and we got some little view of the hill and people as they kind of watch the ceremony of who made the podium in I don't know if that was the Trans Am 2 race. I think it was. But Chris Dyson did win the main event, let me tell you, and he was tough. There's some good pictures of cars in the paddock lined up, or even a starting grid. This could be the Trans Am 2 starting grid, actually.
I've had that happen. I'm sure it felt good. All right, you guys. I realized I didn't. You look like a bunch of racers.
I can see it all. There's the car either going in or out of the trailer. And boy, let me tell you, these haulers are really special. I mean, you throw cars on top, on the bottom, and I mean, just a big deal. And I'm sure they're not cheap either. But you know what? When it comes to racing, money doesn't mean everything. I had a famous race driver tell me one time that your trailer isn't gonna let you win the race. But it's good to have nice equipment.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Tony. How about next year, you and I come out here and we do a little camping and do some campfire stuff with the fans. You down for that? How about campfire?
And yes, even with the weather not being the greatest, the Lime Rock faithful were out in full force, as you could see. It's a little bit smaller crowd than usual, but like I said in the beginning of the show, just to be out and get an event like this and be able to go there was special, considering what we've been through in the past year. And I'm sure, even though the weather wasn't the greatest, the people that went really enjoyed being there. And I firmly believe that anyone gets a chance to really come up to Lime Rock and see what it's all about. As we come to the conclusion of the show, we'll give you one last parting shot of Chris Dyson. And please come back again next week on Racing Action Today. This program is brought to you in part by R2 Pictures and real estate broker Larry Mangello.